Welcome to Forged in the Fires podcast with Fireman Rob. Being a fireman, father, veteran, husband, world record holder, and Ironman, he brings stories of experience to impact your life while challenging you to live it. What do you want from your life? Why do you want it? Are you willing to go through the challenges to get there? If you have the courage to take that first step, let this podcast be the catalyst to start your fire, while you bring the resilience to make it continue to burn. Our lives are made up of moments called right nows. So let's get started. Forged in the Fires podcast with your host, Fireman Rob, begins now.
And welcome back to Forged in the Fires podcast. I'm your host, Fireman Rob. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks again for tuning in and listening. Today we're going to talk about one of the 7 catalysts, and that is ownership. I'm not talking ownership of a house or a car. I'm talking ownership of our actions, our inactions, our words, our nonverbal cues, all those things. And the thing that I want you to think about today, when you're doing ownership, I know a lot of things in life it's super hard to do because they're huge bites out of an apple. What I want you to think about when you think about taking ownership of certain things, certain aspects in your life, I want you to begin with small steps to create those more consistent steps in the future. And what I mean by that is when you're taking ownership of things, you don't have to just dive face first into that concrete pool. What I want you to do is I want you to take those small steps. Figure out first what you want to take ownership of. What are the little aspects? What are the things that you have been pushing aside that you have said, no, I don't want to talk about that. No, I didn't do that. Think about the things that you want to take ownership of in your life. And then take those small steps towards verbalizing that, towards putting it to action. Once you take those small steps, it's going to be easier down the road to have that consistent steps and those steps in the moment to be able to take ownership of situations, things that you've said, things that you've done. It's not an easy thing. And that's why a lot of times we push it aside. That's why a lot of times when we look at that ownership portion, it's gotten so big that we don't want to even take that first step. Take that first step. You may fall on your face. You may get backlash from it. But at the same point, you're teaching yourself to be consistent with something that you're going to need in the future. Something that is so beneficial to make you who you are, make your word what it is, and bring you that potential, that opportunity that you are worth having. From the desk, Fireman Rob, I'm out.
Thanks for listening and supporting the Forged in the Fires podcast with Fireman Rob. Remember, don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast, and please share this episode with a friend or family. To find out more about Fireman Rob or reach out about a question, go to www.firemanrob.com. Until next time, live your life forged in the fires.